In 10 years' time, we'll look back on 2020 as the year of the Supernaked, where caution is thrown to the wind, ridiculously powerful engines are crammed inside compact frames, and their riders are identified by bulging neck muscles. This test puts two of the biggest contenders head to head. The Kawasaki ZH2 is the all-new king of the Zed Kingdom, a lineage famous for bang-for-buck naked fun, great engines, build quality and reliability. The ZH2 reigns over them all. A 1000cc supercharged inline 4 with 200 PS and 101 foot-pounds of torque, using forced induction to send this ship into warp speed. KTM's all-new 1290 SuperDuke R, the Beast 3.0, is back for another round. Refined, tweaked, and in a more athletic form, the Beast's bite is sharper than ever. The SuperDuke's 1300cc Vtwin delivers 180 horsepower and 103 foot-pounds of pure muscle and weighs 189 kilos dry.
And spoiler alert, both of these bikes have got enough power to take your head clean off. So, Ollie, we're at the airfield and we are going to work out which one of these Supernakeds is faster. So, I'm thinking like 0 to 100 or 0 to 130, what do you think?
Yeah, 0 to 130, I think they've got quite high top speed, so I think that's a generous.
And then roll on, I was thinking like 40 through to 120, third, fourth, fifth and sixth gear.
Yeah, through the box. Yeah, it sounds really good. I think that'll be a good comparison, to be honest.
And who's your money on?
Haven't ridden both of them. I know that thing is an absolute torque monster. The SuperDuke is just unreal. You know, it's got 140 Newton meters torque, 180 horsepower, sitting at around 200 kilos. Same torque, you know, slightly more horsepower, but it's, you know, sat 30, 35 kilos more, so probably more planted, but high top speed maybe, but up to 100 I think the SuperDuke's got it.
Well, let's find out.
Sounds good.
Just for the record, I think this is going to win, but let's go and find out. Let's get it on.
Nice.
So as you can see, the heavens have been opening and kind of cut us short a little bit, but we have had a real good go on these two bikes, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been absolutely wicked.
And I think we've had a good time, right?
Yeah, it's been heaps of fun.
The results?
We both talked about it earlier, weren't we? It's really inconclusive, you know. Earlier I sort of said that would be, you know, the one to go for, sort of 0 to 100, and then that would sort of go off afterwards, but we were both changing bikes and we were both sort of back and forth, as you'll see in the video, but it's just difficult to lay the power down basically and hold on for dear life, just because the handlebars are going and you're trying to tuck behind without breaking your neck and stuff from the wind. You know, my neck's a little bit sore now. But you know, like you said, it's inconclusive, I'd say. But
I mean, these superbike, these Supernaked, very different. You know, like my bike, my Gixxer 750, not as fast as these, but I can go up and down this airfield, no problems, 140, no dramas, you know, and you put your head up and you think, crikey, I'm doing 140.
Definitely.
These things, you know you're doing that sort of speed.
For sure.
And on this one, on the ZH2, you know, you're constantly, if you're in that power, you're constantly skipping on the road, and because it's got no steering damper, it's a scary experience.
Definitely.
And that thing just wants to wheelie all the time.
It's just an absolute wheelie machine, isn't it? That engine is just an absolute peach. It's super smooth. Anything, you can ride it around at whatever gear, whatever speed you want. It will just pick up and not clatter and, you know, judder a little bit like the Vtwin characteristically does. But, you know, on third gear roll on, that eats up for breakfast. But fourth, fifth, sixth, that is just it's going, going straight away.
It's a really flexible motor.
Definitely.
So I think the 0 to 130, pretty inconclusive, probably a bit more to do with the rider and a bit more to do with how much guts you've got, how much balls you've got basically. The roll-on stuff, this in third gear, everything else, the ZH2 wins.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
You know what, these bikes weren't designed for the track, they weren't designed for doing this, they were designed for the road. So we're going to take them on the road and see how we get on.
The ZH2 shines on the road. Wherever and whenever fast and smooth progress is the aim, the silky smooth and powerful engine combined with a rock-solid chassis and adjustable shower suspension, soaking up any uneven road surfaces. Kawasaki's market research said their customers wanted a powerful naked bike that was easy to ride and could be ridden every day. They have delivered on this to perfection. The ZH2 is an incredibly comfortable place to be. All-day comfortable riding position and a beautifully silky smooth motor that can be as easily ridden on a trip to the corner shop as it can be cruising at 120 miles an hour on the autobahn. Suspension set up plush, sure-footed, planted, and the swung-back bars providing a less intense and more relaxed feel. By contrast, the KTM is a totally different animal. The SuperDuke is aggressive, sharp, pinpoint accurate, a feeling much more akin to sports bikes than tourers. The geometry is more athletic. You sit on the ZH2, you sit in the SuperDuke. An all-new chassis and WP suspension combined with Bridgestone S22 tyres to give an uncompromised naked bike that will devour many a sports bike on track. With devastating accuracy, the KTM is undeniably the sharper track tool when compared to the ZH2. And the brakes, no quicker than your eyes have been repositioned from the back of your skull that they are at risk of flying out entirely the other way. Brembo Stylema calipers being the culprit, delivering what feels like fork-bending levels of stopping power. And this is where the differences start to show. With a more upright position and bigger feel, the ZH2 feels more orientated towards longer distance and comfortable work, whereas the 1290 SuperDuke R feels and rides firmer and harder, a more sporty and more aggressive stance. Harnessing the power of these bikes is no mean feat. Excellent electronic packages controlling all aspects of the bikes. Lean angle sensors, multi-level traction control, launch control, wheelie control, rider modes. The KTM even features a supermoto mode which enables the rear wheel to slide while keeping the front ABS working. It's really clever stuff.
When KTM called the SuperDuke the Beast, they hit the nail squarely on the head. It barks like a pit bull ready to be let off its leash. And by contrast, the Kawasaki is definitely not a beast. But don't get me wrong, I wouldn't call an F35 Jet a beast either. I'm labelling the ZH2 a heat-seeking missile.
By definition, naked bikes are motorcycles with the fairings removed, and depending on which side of the fence you sit on, it can be, well, a bit awkward looking. The SuperDuke is angular, its razor-sharp lines bringing beauty to the beast. The classic KTM orange carefully mixed with blue, and it works. That single-sided swing arm is a thing of beauty, and the feel of the build quality is nothing short of brilliant. The Sagomi styling of the ZH2 is arguably less beautiful than the Duke, its powerful front end blunt in comparison at first glance, and the fine details don't shout premium in the same way that the Duke's does. But beauty is often found somewhere between chaos and order, and with the Zed, it's about discovering new angles and line work that you may have not first seen.
Now before we get too excited, you have to consider that strapping 180 to 200 horsepower into a naked motorcycle, especially when they're going to live most of their lives on the road, it's just way too much power. Oh, scrap that, I don't even know why I wrote it. Now for the conclusion. If you want the ultimate in speed, all-day comfort, a real do-it-all motorcycle, the ZH2 has to be the winner. But on the flip side, if you want the sharpest tool in the box, uncompromised sport bike handling and ergonomics, the KTM has to be the winner. Think of it like Michael Jordan versus Usain Bolt. They're both winners, they're just playing slightly different sports. And with these two Supernakeds, whichever one you choose, it's going to be for different reasons. And you literally cannot lose. With that in mind, we're going to flip a coin.
Right, I'll take the SuperDuke then, heads. You got tails. Heads it is, you take the Kawasaki, mate.
Happy days.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.